Brought to you by...
I love the bleak atmosphere of the cold, dead silence of winter. You find this up in the northern states, where the quiet emptiness is all-consuming, and you find yourself lost in it. However, many don't share this viewpoint. Most would probably say that it's a terrifying space to exist in, never knowing when your body or your mind would surrender to the icy fingers of death itself. Hello friends, and welcome back to ETF. EVADED is a hauntingly atmospheric short film that delves into the bleakness of survival in a post-apocalyptic world. Directed by Johannes Persson and Rasmus Wasberg, the film takes viewers on a tense journey through a frozen, lifeless landscape, where the silence is as oppressive as the cold. One of the most striking aspects of EVADED is its visual style. The film is shot with a muted color palette that perfectly captures the desolation of a world where life has seemingly come to a halt. The vast, empty landscapes, covered in snow and ice, evoke a sense of isolation and utter hopelessness. The cinematography is meticulous, with each shot carefully composed to emphasize the stark contrast between the small, vulnerable figures of the mother and her son, and the unforgiving environment they traverse. The sound design further enhances the film's atmosphere, with the absence of sounds like birdsong underscoring the unnatural quiet of the world. This silence is occasionally broken by the crunch of the snow underfoot, or the howl of the wind, which adds to the tension. The film's minimalist score complements the visuals, with its sparse, eerie tones echoing the desolation of the setting. The performances in EVADED are subtle yet effective. The actors convey a deep sense of weariness and desperation through their body language and expressions. The mother, in particular, is portrayed with a quiet strength. Her determination to protect her son is evident in every action. The film's lack of dialogue allows the actors to communicate their emotions and their story through their movements and interactions with the environment itself, which they do with a commendable level of skill. The film's title suggests themes of avoidance or escape, but also hints at the inescapable nature of whatever force has decimated the world. The mother's growing realization that there is no safety, no sanctuary, is a poignant commentary on the futility of their struggle, and the film's ending, left deliberately ambiguous, reinforces the bleak outlook, leaving viewers to ponder the fate of the characters and the world they inhabit. EVADED is ultimately a story about survival, and the lengths to which a mother will go to protect her child. The film doesn't offer much in terms of backstory or exposition, leaving the audience to piece together the nature of the world and the events that led to its current state. This ambiguity works in the film's favor, creating an unsettling sense of mystery and dread. The film effectively captures the pervasive sense of fear that dominates the characters' lives. The frozen, lifeless world they navigate is filled with unknown dangers, contributing to the heightened state of paranoia. The mother, in particular, is constantly on edge, her actions driven by the need to stay alert to potential threats. The fear is not just the physical dangers that lurk in the environment, but also the psychological toll that constant vigilance takes. The mother's discovery of the dead bodies in the car only exacerbates this paranoia, as she realizes that something is missing, an indication that the threat may still be present. From a psychological standpoint, this scenario is a textbook example of chronic stress. The characters are in a state of hyperarousal, a condition often associated with post-traumatic stress disorder, where the mind is constantly on high alert, anticipating danger around every corner. This mental state can lead to an overwhelming sense of helplessness, as the characters struggle to find safety in a world that offers none. The mother's actions throughout the film are driven by a primary instinct to protect her child. This maternal instinct is a powerful psychological force, often overriding personal fear and pushing individuals to go to extreme lengths for the sake of their offspring. The mother's determination to ensure her son's survival, despite the overwhelming odds, reflects on the psychological concept of altruistic fear, where a parent's fear for their child's well-being surpasses their fear for their own safety. This dynamic also introduces the psychological conflict between hope and despair. The mother clings to the hope that she can find a way to protect her son, but each new challenge they face chips away at that hope. The discovery of the bodies in the car is a pivotal moment where the mother's hope begins to falter, and she realizes that the safety she seeks may be impossible to attain. This realization is psychologically devastating to her, as it forces her to confront the possibility of failure, a prospect that is unbearable for a parent. Isolation plays a critical role here, not just in the physical sense, but also in the psychological experience of the characters. The vast empty landscapes they traverse amplify their sense of loneliness and abandonment. The absence of other survivors, coupled with the desolate environment, create a psychological vacuum where the characters are left alone with their fears and anxieties. Psychologically, prolonged isolation can lead to a range of mental illnesses, including depression, anxiety, and even hallucinations in some cases. While the film does not explicitly delve into these conditions, the mother's increasing paranoia and the oppressive atmosphere suggest the onset of a psychological breakdown. The isolation exacerbates her fear, making her hyper-aware of every potential threat and pushing her closer to the edge of her sanity. The film's horror is rooted in the unknown, an element that is often more terrifying than any visible threat. The mother's discovery that something or someone is missing from the car introduces an existential fear, as it suggests the presence of an unseen danger. This taps into a fundamental psychological fear of the unknown, which is often a more paralyzing fear than a known threat. The unknown represents a lack of control and certainty. Humans are wired to seek patterns and explanations, and when they are absent, the mind can spiral into anxiety and fear. In this film, the mother's inability to understand or predict the threat they face leads to an overwhelming sense of dread, as she realizes that no amount of preparation can safeguard them from an enemy she cannot see or comprehend. Well, friends, that's going to be all for now. If you enjoyed this video, I urge you to go check this film out for yourself. I've linked it down in the description below. Please consider giving this video a like, subscribe if you aren't already, get your friends to subscribe, every little bit helps. Honestly, our biggest issue these days are watch hours, so feel free to watch our videos over and over and over again. And if you really want to help support this channel, come find us on Patreon. Every little bit helps this channel grow and gets us closer to that ultimate goal of being able to make these videos for you full time. Until next time, stay safe, and as always, thanks for watching.